You ever walk into your own house and get told by a complete stranger that you don't live here anymore? Yeah, that happened to me. I'm talking about my own cabin. Saturday afternoon, just looking to grab a couple fishing poles, maybe soak in the peace that's supposed to come with inheriting your granddad's old place. And instead, I find 15 people I've never seen before, all sitting around my dining table like it's Thanksgiving, and I'm the only one who didn't get the memo. And there she is, a blonde lady in a business suit, cool as a cucumber, just calmly explaining that I'm not authorized to be on my own property. Now, I thought maybe it was some HOA mix-up, right? So I laugh and say, "Lady, you gotta be kidding." Her face doesn't even twitch. She just pulls out her phone and right there in front of all these strangers calls 911 and starts screaming about a dangerous intruder crashing their community meeting. That's the moment I realized I wasn't just having a bad day. I was about to lose my mind. But let me back up a sec. This all started when my grandfather passed away about 3 months ago. Honestly, I thought inheriting his old lakefront cabin was about the only silver lining to losing him. Beautiful spot out on Pine Lake Dock and all the kind of place you dream about when you're stuck in a shoebox apartment in the city doing freelance web design and praying the pizza shop pays you this month. But then I found the stack of mail. $12,000 in overdue property taxes, penalties growing like weeds, and interest tacked on for good measure. The county already had foreclosure in motion, 90 days to pay up or watch the family legacy get auctioned off. Look, $12K might not sound like a fortune to some, but when you're broke and the bank won't even give you the time of day, it might as well be $12 million. I applied for every loan I could find, got rejected faster than the ink dried, called every relative I could stand, even considered selling plasma. But that's not exactly a retirement plan. Just when I was about to let the whole thing go in walks Amanda Thompson, looking like she stepped out of a magazine ad for high-end lawyers. Introduces herself as the new president of the Pine Ridge Community Homeowners Association, which I swear did not exist a month ago, let alone when my granddad was alive. Grandpa would have ranted about it for years if it had. Amanda flashes this folder, official seals, signatures, the whole 9 yards. Apparently, the Pine Ridge HOA had been incorporated just 6 months ago as part of some federal initiative to bring mental health services to rural communities. Now, I'm not a suspicious guy, but the timing. My granddad dies, and suddenly my cabin's the designated community health facility for a bunch of people I've never met. She had evidence too, meeting minutes, photos, votes, even my granddad's signature on forms authorizing all this. I mean, I wanted to believe it was just his arthritis making his handwriting shaky, but deep down I knew something was off. Amanda lays it all out: therapeutic retreats for veterans and trauma survivors, fully funded by insurance and federal grants, with my tax debt wiped clean if I just sign a few access agreements. She has all the documents ready down to the last initial. It sounded too good to be true, and I should have known better. But desperate people see hope where there's only a trap. So I signed the access form, figuring if this is real, maybe I get to keep the cabin and do some good for folks who need it. If not, what's left to lose? Only when she leaves do I realize how perfect her setup is. I never signed any HOA agreement, but Amanda has one with my signature dated 3 months back. When I confront her, she shrugs. Probably submitted with the estate paperwork, happens all the time. Sure, and I'm the Queen of England. That's when the real game starts. Amanda has a son, Sean. Turns out he's my old college roommate, the guy I reported for cheating on our capstone project. Never thought I'd see him again, but Amanda brings him right through my front door, looking at me like the last 2 years of his life were my fault. Sean's got a folder of his own photos of me, bank records, screenshots from my social media. They'd been watching me for months, documenting every move. Amanda's smile turns predatory. This isn't about the HOA, Justin. This is about giving you the same feeling you gave my son losing everything because someone else thought you deserved it. She gives me a choice: cooperate with their therapeutic program, keep the property, and get a small payout, or resist and face escalating fines and lawsuits from a newly minted HOA that by all appearances is legally bulletproof. I try to fight back. 3 days later, I get a letter from the county cited for unauthorized commercial activity, failure to maintain community standards, non-compliance with therapeutic facility regs. Each comes with a $5,000 fine and a threat of more if I don't pay. The language is so technical that anyone reading it would assume I'm the problem, not Amanda. Worse, Amanda files a complaint with the state business board, says I'm running an unlicensed business out of a residential property. She even sends photos of my office meeting notes, screenshots of my web design business. Suddenly, I'm facing fines up to $10,000 and the real possibility I'll lose the property anyway. You ever feel like you're being buried alive by paperwork? Amanda had anticipated every move. Whenever I tried to report her scam, she produced more documents, perfect seals, witness statements from neighbors who didn't exist, even fake reviews online. She started live streaming her therapeutic retreats every weekend, making herself look like the next Mother Teresa while scamming insurance companies and pocketing donations. Right when I thought I'd lose it, a twist showed up in the form of Mrs. Clark, elderly, sharp-eyed Korean War survivor and absolutely done with Amanda's games. She'd moved in next door, started taking notes, snapping photos, and get this, recognized half of Amanda's therapy patients as paid actors from local commercials. Mrs. Clark had video proof Amanda coaching actors, a fake doctor with a criminal record playing along, even a staged county inspection that Mrs. Clark caught on camera. She called the real sheriff who showed up mid-fraud, and that's when Amanda's confidence started to crack. Mrs. Clark's granddaughter, Jenny, just happened to work for the FBI Financial Crimes Unit. Turns out Amanda wasn't just targeting me. She was running the same scam at 3 other lakefront properties, all with federal paperwork, fake signatures, and the same pressure tactics. The scope was bigger than I ever imagined. Then things got personal. Amanda started threatening my sister Sarah, claiming she had information that could ruin her government career. That's when Sarah dropped the bomb. She was actually a special agent investigating Amanda as part of a multi-state healthcare fraud operation. Amanda had found out, and she was targeting my family as revenge for Sean's expulsion and for Sarah's investigation. The next 48 hours were a blur. Federal agent search warrants, Mrs. Clark's surveillance handed over to the feds. Amanda going live on social media with the most unhinged rant you've ever seen, thousands watching as she accused everyone from the FBI to me of persecuting a charity. Sean, finally seeing his mom's true colors, flipped, wore a wire-recorded confessions, and handed it all to law enforcement. Amanda was arrested live on her own stream, shouting about conspiracies as they cuffed her and loaded her into a squad car. It was the most watched breakdown in local history. Turns out she'd defrauded the government out of over $4 million, forged dozens of documents, and bought classified info on federal agents to use for revenge. Her social media followers vanished overnight, and the restitution from her seized assets paid back every victim, including my family. Sean avoided prison by testifying against his mother. Mrs. Clark became a local legend for busting the scam, and my cabin went back to being just a place to fish, watch the sun set, and breathe again. As for me and Sarah, well, let's just say we talk a lot more now, and we don't take community paperwork at face value ever again. So I gotta ask, ever have a neighbor who seemed too good to be true turn out to be your worst nightmare? Drop your stories in the comments or tell me what you'd have done if someone tried to gaslight you out of your own home. And hey, if you stuck around for this wild ride, hit that like button and share your take on justice, because sometimes the right thing costs you everything, but sometimes it brings a whole community together in ways you'd never expect. And if you think this story's wild, just wait around here. The next twist is always one click away.